Hello guys, this is me, my name is Oleg, and I'm supposed to teach you the Russian language. The Russian language, why do I have to study Russian, or why do I have to learn Russian? To learn is more peculiar to the language of Russian people, since Russian's grammar, Russian grammar, it could be contained in just 10 volumes of very great books, just foliants. Well, we can, otherwise, we can say, let's make it a communicative course. Well, and I've got my 25 years of experience behind, dedicated to exactly teaching the Russians the English language. How do I do that? Well, how do I achieve the success that you are willing to gain? Let's suppose that you have made up your mind to study Russian. What should we start with? Well, let's imagine that 10 volumes of the Russian grammar, are so heavy that it's hard to read. Not to say not to speak about not speaking about getting this volume into your mind. Well, and this is why I'm here. This is why I'm here. So I've been teaching for 25 years, and based on this comparative typology of the constructions in English and Russian. So I've got a wide experience of teaching English-speaking people the Russian language, and this time you will win. Let's imagine that you are supposed to go to Moscow and you don't know a word in English. And let's suppose that you have attended my course. On attending my course, you will get to know, even during attending my course, just from the very first lesson, you will get to know how to say this and that, how to say hello, how to say goodbye, how to say excuse me or I'm sorry, how to say I'm looking for something, or I'm here as a tourist, what's the purpose of my visit at the customs? Well, you will be able to explain anything you like to the Russian-speaking people. And it's going to take, it's supposed to take 15 lessons, and each one lasts 16 minutes. And, it's not going to be difficult anymore. It's going to be very, very easy for you because you will be trained. Well, we'll not act through the grammar. We'll act through your mentality. And you will compare your own mentality, your native mentality, to the Russian-speaking mentality. And by mentality, we're going to achieve that success, which is not achievable in any institutions, whatever you apply for a course of Russian at a college or somewhere at the university. Well, it's not comparable. It's not comparable to the volume of information you will be able not to memorize, but to get used to. Getting used to it, that's our basic stratagem. Well, we are supposed to say hello, to say goodbye, to say hello, I am here to just to confirm my booking confirmation. You will be able to call to Moscow and say a couple of words regarding whatever your preferences are regarding that booking or regarding your future stay in Russia, or you will be able to trade. You will be able to trade with the Russians, because Russia is getting more and more integrated into European community, into the whole world in terms of negotiations, political negotiations, and it's also included sometimes, it depends upon your preferences. Whatever you want me to do, I will teach you, say it in Russian, in pure Russian. I'm a native speaker of Russian. I was born in Russia. I have been living in Russia for all my life. And of course, you may ask me, why do I have to refer exactly you, to address you? Well, because there are many teachers locally, and I can go somewhere offline. Well, this is Skype. Skype is very easy to download. It's free. It's not going to take you any guess when driving down the road up to the place where you're supposed to have lessons. And you are absolutely free, you are absolutely flexible. If one of our lessons doesn't happen, doesn't take place, well, just due to some circumstances. Well, we are all people, and we depend on circumstances around. And you know, whatever doesn't happen to be your lesson, well, it's gonna be just rescheduled. It's not gonna be lost. And at the very first lesson, you will learn to speak. I'm gonna get you integrated into the language. And once again, the information under this video is all regarding what's concerns to be my lead. I mean, my email, you will find there my Facebook, and we'll be constantly in connection. We'll be able to train. You will learn even to read Russian books, which is much more easier for than for the foreigner. For the foreigner of just for the Russian foreigner to learn reading in English, because Russian letters are very similar to their sounds. Well, there is a small diversification, and there is, of course, some influence that neighboring sounds are they make some impact on the neighboring sounds, and but all the details of pronunciation are gonna be explained easily. I will teach you to put all the sounds of the English language exactly and instantly into the Russian scale. You will be able to speak Russian with no accent, with a slight accent maybe initially, but I will train you. I will bring you to success, and I can tell you that well, as a teacher, I don't envy anyone in this education field, and I can tell you even more. Well, the victories of yours, that yesterday you didn't speak Russian, and today you can say a few phrases, and you can say them consciously, and gradually, eventually, you will be able to say them mentally. Just your motoric memory, your long-term memory. Well, it depends a lot on what you think about this phrase. You will understand each element of the phrase, and at the same time, it's not gonna be just traditional grammar that's normally people are getting involved into it. And you see, for instance, I will also publish on this channel some lessons of Russian for English-speaking people, and you will be able to use them. And sometimes I will make you an audio file just to be listening to, well, with some fragments. We'll use multimedia a lot, but it's not going to take much of your time, because no homeworks are supposed to be assigned. Well, no assignments. So all of your waking time is all yours, and the skill is growing only during the whole lesson, during the lesson itself. So my name is Oleg, and I will be glad to get invitations from you on Facebook, or if you don't use that social net, you may write me just on the email I have published also below this video. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching this, and thanks for the interest to the Russian language. It's going to be a literally Russian language, and the street language, well, it's just upon your desire. Well, whatever you like, I will be able to teach you anything you want to gain out of the language. Because you should remember that language is primarily is a means of communication, and that communication you will have in complete volume. You will have it. You will have it easy. You will not have to think about something. Why do they do it like this? Well, because I will explain to you. The comparative method is famous for its reviving grammar from the exalted rules that one has to learn. You will not have to learn anything. You will not have to study anything. You will have to learn speaking, just as I do when studying some other languages. Well, you know, just if you understand, if you realize the very core of the language, just the very subject matter of the language, you will be able to use it. And grammar is gonna be your reality. You will be a tourist who's gonna come to Russia and communicate with anyone you like. So, it's been too lot I have said. Okay, if you have some questions, just put it in the comment. Just drop it in the comment. Drop me a few lines about what you are wondering from me, and I will give you the proper answer during the day, just the very same day you have dropped your comment. Thank you so much for watching this. It's been Oleg with you and the channel QS Russian Language. Thank you.